Okay, I got 6 minutes after. We're going to go ahead and roll. Apologies. If anybody comes in late, we'll make up the difference, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today, a couple things, just a few notes to begin with. Still have a couple of slots available for Ninja selling installation. Our Ninja installation will be November 14th through the 17th. Cost is $450. We don't do this training. We don't do outside training very often. So that ought to tell you something about the quality of this training and how much Mike and the staff believe in this training and what we're doing. So take advantage of that opportunity. There's stuff all over Workplace, and there comes some more folks getting in. Love it. Okay, so today what I wanted to talk about is something we rolled out RealScout back in early summertime. And we had some great training then, and we had our initial numbers in terms of the adoption and the leverage that people are getting out of this system have been very, very promising and very supportive. But there's been a whole bunch of new folks that have joined since and have not had the opportunity to take advantage of that training. And there's some new features that are going to become more critical and they're going to help make your life a whole lot easier because RealScout and Moxie are about to be linked together in terms of systems and technology, so that is going to be very, very helpful. And I'll show you as the system gets turned on, I'll show you exactly how that is going to be and what the functionalities are going to look like. Okay. So bear with me. So we're going to kind of just start from scratch. We're going to do a real quick overview of RealScout, what it does, how it looks. Again, the idea being so that you're familiar with it, so you're more comfortable using it with your clients and talking about it and advocating its pros and cons, which there are very few. And then we're going to focus, the main focus is going to be on how you as an agent, the ways, and then specifically 4 different ways that you can leverage RealScout to grow your business, okay? I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This slide presentation that we're going to do is pretty intensive in terms of slides. There's a lot of numbers of slides. So I will do the best I can to get through things quickly, but there's going to be a lot of visuals about screenshots and things like that. So look quickly. If you have questions, if you want to go back, stop me. We'll go back and we'll extend this if we need to. All right. Any questions before I get rolling? Okay, sharing my screen. We are going to look at RealScout. All right, everybody looking at the RealScout product overview screen? Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yes.
All right, so today's agenda, what is RealScout? How does it fit in your business? We're gonna look specifically at the experience for your clients. And then we're going to look at what it looks like from you and your agent perspective. And then we'll talk a little bit more about how to get more support and help and contact information, what have you, if you need to. Okay. All right. So what is RealScout and what it does for us? So first off, RealScout is an enhanced home search tool. It is feature rich. It is a safe haven for collaboration between you and your clients. It does not, the key difference between RealScout and other programs such as HomeSnap, Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, and to a certain extent, even FMLS One Home, is that these are branded to you and they do not send your data anywhere else and your clients' data anywhere else. So RealScout also gives you great insight into your buyers, what they're looking for, helping them find that perfect home faster. Your clients are going to, once they realize what this does, they're going to want it more than you. Okay, it gives you insights into not only your buyers, but to all buyers in the market. And it uses leveraging data for all RealScout buyers in the marketplace to win and sell more listings. So not only is this a buyer tool, it is actually a listing tool also. Okay. And all of this is designed to give you more transactions. So first, we're going to look at the safe haven for collaboration. So RealScout works in a different way and in a different place. So it has to do with the life cycle of a buyer client or a client. Okay, so the first 3 to 5 weeks in the lead generation process, most people are utilizing tools like Realtor.com, Zillow, and Trulia when they're initially starting their search. But then they spend, and of course, these are the big ugly monsters as they depict in their slide. I love this. Where RealScout really comes into play is in the 11 weeks that statistics have shown where you're going to nurture and convert a client. Okay, and that's when you want to keep them off of Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, because guess what? When they respond to something and say, I'm interested in this home, that lead's not going to you, it's going to somebody else. Okay. And then, of course, the typical close and move-in transaction of 4 weeks is so this is where RealScout really pays the dividends in the central part of the flow. Okay. So what you ultimately are going to want to do is when you get a new lead or even an old lead, you want to convert them at all possible away from the MLS and away from any other programs and have them start using RealScout instead. And it will pay dividends for you in the long run. So let's look first at what the client is going to see when they come into here. So first off, before I get too far into this, I am kind of curious about something. Who on the slide, everybody open their video, give me a show of hands, who is actually using RealScout already right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to assume those that are not on the video that you're probably not. So I love it. Thank you very much. This is very helpful. Go back to my screen. So this hopefully will be fairly familiar to you. So it all starts here. The email that your client gets, it is a conversational email that was looked like it was handwritten as opposed to something machine made. The depictions are very photocentric. It has accurate data pulled directly from the MLS. I love the call to action, view the details, view all matches. And again, of course, it is branded to you with our Century 21 stuff all over it. They get, when you do these, they get 10 times better response rate. When they open up the browser and they go to the full screen view, it gives them a great view like this with expanded details, with expanded photography, great feature-rich tools. The photography, as we said, everything is photocentric. Notice when they click on it, they have views up here that use computer vision technology to categorize focuses. So you can select the outside rooms. Say you've got a buyer that their main focus is on the backyard. They could come in here, click on the outside views and get the photographs that they want directly of the outside versus the inside and not have to flip through 70 photographs to find what they're looking for. Here is 7 kitchen views in this particular. And by the way, you don't have to go in here and set any of this stuff up. This is done automatically. The MLS pulls the photographs in, and they have artificial intelligence software that looks at things like this and goes, oh, there's an oven in there. This must be a picture of the kitchen, and it sorts it by the kitchen. Okay. Bathroom views, very photocentric, very easy for your clients to see the views that they are looking for. Okay. They also have a great deal of additional information. So you can see where the source of the information is. You've got a map. They have the ability to personalize the experience based off of their commute location. So how many times do you have a client that says, I need to be within 20 minutes of drive of my job, which is in Marietta? You can simply set this up in there and you can add a commute and you can calculate the commute from every single home into this, and you can actually use that as your search criteria too. Love these views, and this is great, and your clients can use this, and you can educate them on um, how to like and dislike different aspects of a particular home to help them sort through the views and make more informed decisions about a particular property. Okay, which characteristics of this particular property do you like and you don't like? And if you can encourage your clients to come in here and mark these, it will give you a view later on that allows you to sort and filter and go, okay, how do you compare this one versus the next one? I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay, you can also search by city, by state, by zip code, or you can do it by school zones, which is something that is a very, very nice feature to have. So you can do a custom search based off of the school and any other criteria for that matter. Okay. This is the view. This is a particular view that allows you to compare multiple homes. So you're going through and you're looking at multiple homes. You can hit compare. It will save that to your next view, which will look like this, and it puts the homes that you've selected to compare side by side, so that you can look down at the details of each one of them. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll down, and it's not an image. It's an image, not a live screen. Okay, so you have the ability to look side by side and compare each home individually. Any questions about any of those views so far? Okay, and then here they can search the room by room also. And this is an industry first, so you can see all of the kitchens side by side, all of the living rooms side by side, bathrooms, bedrooms, exterior. Um, I don't know many of my male buyer clients that would love this, but most of their wives would absolutely go crazy nuts over this technology. And I think you probably understand what I'm talking about. Okay, also great, a great plug here, HomeSnap or no, sorry, not HomeSnap, but RealScout and RealScout Pro both have apps. RealScout Pro is your agent version, and RealScout is what your clients can download, and their account can be consistent across all of this technology. Okay. And let's look at why customers prefer RealScout over MLS. So one, it is a very familiar experience, and it is similar to other national portals. Love that. I'm going to tell you one other thing after we get done with going through all these that you're going to love too, that's not even on here. Personalization. They can tailor it to what they want to see, their feature preferences, their commutes. It is 100% customizable. It gauges their interest level and ratings. It's photocentric, room by room comparisons, uses the school boundary search, ease of messaging and showing requests, designed for collaboration. I forgot to talk about that when I was going through those slides. I'm going to go back here in just a minute. You and the agent get complete visibility into your buyer's transactions. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to go back a few views because I forgot to emphasize something that I was talking about. Love this. All right. So up here is your client can say that they're interested in this home, or that they don't like it, or that they want to schedule a showing. And you can actually have them suggest showing dates that they would like to go out. And I've tested this recently with just a test home to see if it worked, and it worked great. I got this nice little note that said somebody is interested in a home and wants to show on Saturday at 3. Love that feature. Unfortunately, and I got this question once before, it does not interface with showing time as we speak. That could be subject to change in the future because that's governed by some contracts. Okay, so we're going to get insight into our buyers as an agent using RealScout, which is a great, great feature. Let's look at how you see it. Okay, so from your agent dashboard, first off, you see client activity right up at the top, and you can see you've had the number of active clients you've had this week, how many homes they viewed, how many emails got opened on that particular day. Okay, down on your dashboard, you also have this live data feed that shows activity within your client base, what homes that they've flagged, what emails that they've received. You also see over here recent communication from them. And it looks like somebody, had expressed an interest in their home and sent a message to you. There we go. It's talking about it already. Next slide. All right. And then you see a conversational view that allows you basically to send messages back and forth between each other. And if you've got your settings set up correctly, this will also be texted to you, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So when you are working with clients, there are multiple ways for you to add leads and to add clients, and they're right here primarily under the extras view of the dashboard menu bar. So let's dive in and take a few extra details. You can also add clients from up here. And this is like a what to do, quick access for common features that are available too. So when you add a new client, this is the screen that you get. It is very simple. It takes about 20 seconds to do this. And you put in their basic information. It's going to take you to the next screen. And it's going to ask you, what do you want to do? Do you want to send them a listing alert or a market activity alert? So listing alerts are just as we would think properties, property values, homes, and this is primarily for buyers. Market activity alert is primarily a seller tool because it's giving them information about a particular neighborhood, a particular area, and it is great focused activity on a particular subdivision. Okay. Here is one feature that I love about this is you can dictate which MLS the search is going to be conducted in. I'm going to stop sharing for just a second. So one of the things that that is a unique aspect of working in Metro Atlanta is we have two areas, two MLSs that service the same area, which is Georgia MLS and FMLS. If you're anything like me, you're very comfortable and familiar with FMLS, and you're probably struggling in Georgia MLS, and you have to reinvent the wheel, unless you're, like a South Side agent, like maybe Sasha, Heather. You do some stuff on the South Side and on the West Side, so you might be more familiar with Georgia MLS than I am. But you can do a search in both FMLS and Georgia MLS. And it looks exactly the same using RealScout, regardless of which MLS you are using. Now, here's the downside. If you you can only set up a search using one of the two FMLSs. If you do a cross MLS, you're going to have a lot of duplication. Okay, so for example, I have a listing right now live, a land listing out in Rockmart. It appears on both FMLS and Georgia MLS. If somebody had a search set up using RealScout and that property met that criteria, it would send it to them twice, once in FMLS and once in Georgia MLS. That's okay as long as your client is used to duplication, but it might take some coaching and some conversation with them to explain why they're seeing duplicates of everything. Does that make sense to everybody? I still think that's a better scenario than trying to set it up in two different MLSs, two different emails. You work it the way you explain it best to your clients, but it is worthwhile to have that conversation. Okay. All right, so now we are going through, we're customizing. In this case, we're doing a listing alert. And there's no way I'm going to get through all of my slides today. So this is creating that listing alert. You see immediately what kind of results that you are getting. So you want to come through, set your various criteria. You want to look for actives, single family. So this would return anything from $0 to $900,000 in the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and within this defined particular area. Okay, so you can, in this case, it looks like they used the drawing tools, which are right here, to be able to set up this particular area, which was very limited for this particular buyer. Okay, you immediately can see, based off of that criteria, what the results are and how many results that they had. They had 10. 3 of them are three of them have already been sent to the client, and 7 are in the queue, and you can see exactly where these are. You can set the frequency with which they get the emails that they are getting for you, and this is 100% customizable. You can send a copy to yourself, which I recommend that you do. Any questions on this view? Then you will be able to search, then you'll be able to see your client activity based off of everything that you've got in here. You can see if they've got, how many alerts they've got. You can see how many homes that they have viewed, what they're interested in, how many times they've emailed their opens. Really, really cool insight into all of your client data. You can also select their recent activity, and you can see the emails that you have sent them and when did they open them. And the next thing we're going to talk about is some of the additional tools, not only looking at your buyers, but into all buyers within a market. So there are 3 steps to working with sellers. These are giving you information about buyers so that you can help to tailor your marketing message to sellers. Does that make sense to everybody? Does the logic flow why you would need this information? Okay, so first we're going to engage our sphere with the market alerts. Okay, so market alerts, you can get to it in 3 different ways. One from there, right here, and then when you're adding a client, you can set up the market alert directly from within that view. This should look familiar. We're creating that new client. When we do, you get the market activity alert, and this is where you can come in. This is even simpler than doing a listing alert. Is 9 times out of 10, all you're doing is either putting the zip code, the city, or even a school zone that they particularly happen to be interested in into here. You can preview. You can also limit the price point. So say your folks are only approved up to 500,000. You can put 0 and 500,000 in that view, and it will not show them anything outside of their price range. Okay. You can set the frequency of how often they get this, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, manually, and this is what the view pretty much looks like. And it shows you the heat map, amongst other things, which is really, really cool. It shows you the number of active buyers, the number of buyer interactions, which is, these are not MLS buyers or one home buyers. These are other buyers that are using RealScout. Okay, so this data, if you're using a small data set or a smaller area or a more rural, remote area of Metro Atlanta, the results here may not be super impressive because it has to do with the number of users that are using RealScout, and RealScout is fairly new to the Atlanta market. Okay, but it is being adopted in much greater frequency as we move forward. Okay, so I'll show you some examples on our next session. We're going to continue this. We're going to get to the meat and potatoes of what I really wanted to get through to, which was how to utilize the system to build your business. Today we got through some familiarity with the system. Next time we'll talk about the specific actions as an agent that you can use and the tasks that you can do to build your business using RealScout. Okay. All right. And hopefully by next time, we actually might be able to talk about some of the features that are going to work together with Moxie, because it's supposed to be turned on by then. All right, everybody. Great. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable moving forward with getting your clients loaded in and getting searches set up. Anybody who wants to work on specific details of this, let me know. Got coaching sessions available this week. All right.